Hey, drop.
Hello, Critical Conversation Bros here. I'm Behold Greatness, and this is...
I think it's more like no voice greatness, but alright. Top Row Bubba here.
I'm a little under the weather, but we're going to get through it.
We gotta do our WrestleMania predictions.
Starting with night one.
But before we do that, please
Like,
comment and interact with us for your predictions on WrestleMania, and
subscribe, and don't forget to hit the ringy dingy to get notified.
Notified of our yeet faces.
Yeah. Eat. All right. So let's roll right into it because WrestleMania in Las Vegas, night one, shaping up to be pretty crazy and only 6 matches so far. We anticipate some other action or maybe a 7th match.
Yeah. Why are we back in Las Vegas again?
This was the cheap cop-out from New Orleans and all that good jazz. And it's just a money grab.
Okay.
That's what it is.
But anyway, yeah. Let's start off the show.
I'm going to roll right into it. We're going to have...
Obviously in no order particular here.
Yeah. But this could be the order. I don't know. We're going to start with the Vision and I Show Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight.
Yeet.
Who do you got one?
Yeet, no yeet. I don't know. It's a tough one because they're obviously pushing the Vision. They're also slightly pushing the Usos. They redid their entrance song. I don't really know what they're doing with LA Knight at this point, whether they're pushing him, burying him. Yeah, so be it. Whatever. I feel like somebody is showing up, whether it be Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, somebody. So I feel like whoever shows up, or both, I kind of feel like the Vision is gonna win this match. Do we see much of I Show Speed? I don't know. I'm much happier that we get to see I Show Speed over like Travis Scott or
More Jelly Roll.
I like Jelly Roll, but anyway, we'll get to
We're
Jelly
seeing too
Roll
much
later in the show. But yeah, what's your prediction? So the Vision are gonna win. So
I'm with you. The Vision and I Show Speed should win here. This continues the storyline. It also probably gives Jimmy some time off with the baby. It just all makes a lot of sense.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, because Naomi just had a baby.
Yeah, so it just makes a lot of sense to me.
I didn't think about that. All right, so moving on, we got the match that I feel like is kind of worn out at this point. Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. It is unsanctioned, which means anything goes. They had to sign a waiver, blah, blah, blah. You can put each other through cars, houses, whatever you want. But anyway, I feel like this is kind of like one of those that are just extremely prolonged for what? So
Just so they both had a spot on the card, really. Who do you got winning?
Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to say Jacob wins. Drew is going to take time off to film Highlander. And I think this is where we get Zilla Fatu making his debut on WrestleMania weekend to help Jacob out. They put him out of commission.
You kind of took my prediction right from me. Because I kind of was thinking, what better spot to have Zilla finally debut?
It makes a ton of sense.
Whether they use him here or somewhere else, whatever. But yeah, I do think Jacob does win because as far as I'm aware, they were supposed to be pushing Jacob.
Yeah.
And like you said, Drew is going off to film a video because he wants to be Roman. But anyway.
He really is the perfect person to play Highlander.
No. You're right. I'm just... but yeah, I'm kind of just... I don't know. It's one of those matches that not that interested in. I'm interested in the unsanctioned part that anything goes, so who knows what's going to happen. But outside of that, that's the only reason I'm interested in this match.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Rolling right along. You got the WWE Women's Championship, Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan. Who do you got winning?
First off, did you see Liv Morgan's music video?
I'm going to do a deep dive on this because this affects my pick on who wins.
Okay. So, by the way, music video I thought was alright. Not bad.
A lot of auto-tune, we'll say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like they have kind of brought in a different side out of Stephanie through this, I don't know, last few months of going back and forth with her and Liv.
And boys, her English getting way better.
It is. I feel like this could be one of the matches of the night for night one.
I agree.
For sure.
I agree.
I think they're going to tear the house down.
These women have it, boy.
The tough one is, do you pull the title off of Stephanie yet? Is the tough one. But, obviously, Liv is hot right now. She is on a roll.
Very hot.
And then you run into the factor of, okay, is one of the Judgment Day people going to cost her or help her? Or are we going to see something out of the ordinary? I feel, and maybe that's why they did this, we had one that was snubbed on the whole WrestleMania card. Raquel Rodriguez, who greatly deserves to be on a card.
You're not wrong here.
So whether they throw her in, I don't know if they'll do something pre-show, whatever. Obviously, you have the Andre the Giant Battle Royal for the men on Friday. I don't know if they'll do something for the women. So I ultimately, my prediction is Raquel. A lot of people think Roxanne is going to be the one to turn on Liv. I think Raquel is the one to turn on Liv because she didn't get her opportunity and got snubbed off of a card, and now she wants that spotlight. So I do think Stephanie retains. I do think that this feud is not over, though.
I like where you're going here. But I'm going to take a deep dive here.
Go ahead.
The music video, the song's called Trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense because there's trouble within the Judgment Day.
There is.
And there's a lot of trouble here for Stephanie Vaquer.
There is. Can we say hot trouble?
Yes. I have seen enough to know that they're pushing her to the moon. Movie coming out, music video, it just seems inevitable.
That's true.
Liv's going to win.
We are in Las
Get this
Vegas.
title, but it is not the end of the storyline because it is going to cost her all of Judgment Day. It is going to cost her more enemies.
Okay.
And Stephanie won't be the only one chasing after her for that title again.
Okay, so we kind of have the same viewpoint in a way.
Yeah.
But you think Liv's ultimately winning?
Liv is
So we're
ultimately winning
kinda
because
swapped.
they need that moment at Mania. They're going to want it.
All right. I mean, makes sense. Good prediction.
Star power and money.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, but that match out of, I'd say, probably all the women is definitely the top women's match.
I feel it very well
of
could be.
both nights. So
Moving on.
Yep.
The Women's Intercontinental Championship match. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. While this might not be the best wrestling match, this is going to be the best story for the women all weekend.
Agree. Becky loves putting, even though we really don't need to put AJ Lee over, Becky likes putting people over.
And she's really good at with it tying in the storyline.
Becky
she's just so good.
Is a really good heel as of right now. AJ Lee is obviously still working her way back after a 10-year hiatus. She has been looking better. I don't know fully how I feel on where this is going to go. I feel like they're going to do something to heal Becky even more. And I don't know what that would be.
What that would require happening.
But I feel like it'll either cost her the match, which will just make her even more angry and do her, I'm calling headquarters and whatever else. I don't think you're pulling the title off AJ Lee yet, unless she has other stuff in the background. I feel like they'll pull that like Money in the Bank time. So I do think AJ Lee retains, but I do think they also heel Becky more. So that's my prediction.
I'm with you on a lot of that. A lot of Becky's work's getting ready to come out. She obviously did a movie, did more TV shows. She's been busy herself. Very mainstream. I don't think they're throwing the title on her. I think they're keeping the title on AJ. I agree with you. They're going to find a way to heel her more. And maybe that comes back to her part of the vision. You know what I mean? Maybe that comes into fruition that maybe, just maybe, we have some people from NXT show up to assist Becky. We've been talking about a heel faction of all the women, and maybe this is just maybe who's somebody coming. Oh, JC Jane.
I never thought about that.
So I am thinking there's some sort of alliance happening, and Becky finds a way to do what she does best. Be a great heel.
Okay.
But AJ with the retain.
Throw Becky in with JC and Fallon and kick
Laney out.
Or even just roll with Laney and just she's kind of in the background.
Like a background character, yeah.
But if you were to do that Laney coming fatal. Over, staying with them, Becky may help her elevate.
Yeah.
So, I'm okay with that. Anyway, all right, now we got the... Sorry, I'm going to need some focus here. Women's tag match. There's a lot of women in this. You got the current champions, Nia and Lash, versus the best friends in Charlotte and Alexa, versus the unpredictable Bayley and Lyra. Are they friends? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Something's going to explode. And then obviously you got the Bella Twins back in action. Is Nikki's ankle okay? Guess we'll find out. But there's a lot of women in one ring. What could happen?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I wish we knew the real health of the Bella Twins there. That would make picking this very easy.
So, before you get further, I would kind of faintly say if Sol and Zarya were still a thing.
Oh, they would.
This is where you interject them into the whole
Yeah.
Bella Twins spot. But obviously it's not a thing, so I can't really do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that would have been ideal, that's for sure. Everything about this match feels off. I'm going to be honest. This feels like a forced four-way that we talked about way ahead of time and knew was going to happen. And I honestly thought they were going to do a ladder match with it, but they chose to do that with one of the men's titles, which is fine. But this was a route we thought they would go. There's no way Nia retains with Lash. I'm going to go with Bayley and Lyra just because it's the better storyline out of all of it for the long-term prognosis. It benefits the most for them to win.
I 100% agree with that whole statement. The only... the second, obviously, one I would say would be obviously you're going to throw the title on the Bella Twins. Outside of that, I don't think Nia and Lash are retaining. Unless you add another person to that stable and, who knows...
You could.
I tell you who would be great fit. She just came up to NXT.
Oh, that...
Callie Armstrong would be perfect in that.
She would.
But anyway.
She fits that vibe.
I am going to choose Bayley and Lyra. One, because like you said, it's the better storyline piece right now.
It is.
And
you can branch off more of it from there.
I love the Charlotte and Lexi thing, but that's kind of fizzled out.
It has.
And Nikki and Brie, I don't...
It's too soon. Need to rebuild that chemistry. We need to actually feel something.
I do agree with you on that. So, therefore, that's why I'm kind of in agreement with you with the Bayley and Lyra thing. Now, say Nikki is not good. Who would you think they would interject to put in their place? Who could be a surprise?
There's really not a ton of options. If you sit there and really look at the roster, there's not a lot of options. And it makes it really difficult. Like, you could force a tag team together, but, like, you have a lot of singles competitors missing out on stuff. You don't have a ton of women's tag teams right now. And that's where you need to rebuild. You would almost have to fall back on to some of the NXT girls and rely on them to bring it up, and I just don't think it's a possibility.
Well, yeah, you can't, with that whole storyline, you can't throw Soul and Zarya together at this point.
Yeah, and
you can't.
Yeah, could you get away with picking Fatal Influence? You could.
Exactly,
But other than that, there's not a lot of options that really make sense to do it.
I agree. So, anyway. Alright, so then we get to the match that was really thrown together. You got Seth Rollins and I don't even want to say his name, but Gunther. So I'll let you start this. Go ahead.
Listen, this is a thrown together match. I don't care about this match. This is probably my least favorite match on this card. This will actually be the worst match on this card. Because Gunther is boring for me. And they're going to give him that win. They can't afford to have him take this loss because they want to roll him all the way till SummerSlam, and we know what's happening there.
Well, so, hold on, let me interject here. So, obviously you can't have Gunther take a loss.
No.
Because if you do, then the whole...
It invalidates everything.
Right, the whole John Cena retirement thing, it's all for nothing. The whole... AJ Styles thing, it's all for nothing. The whole Goldberg thing, then why? Why would you do it? So you have no choice into letting Gunther win. The only way you have Gunther lose is if you have the 75 masked men help Seth Rollins win the match. It's the only way. Because obviously there's going to be way too many people for him to defend off. Or they really fully heal him, and he destroys all 75 masked men, and boom.
Yeah.
Then you got the next, I don't know, Goldberg, even though he's nowhere close.
I think more of it has to do with we know what's happening at SummerSlam. We all have heard the rumors that is when Brock is retiring, and that is also when he's rumored to face Gunther. We know that. And going based off of that, and everything else we've seen before, there's no way he can take that out of Seth. Gunther wins. And I hate it.
I mean, obviously, Ray is retiring before that, but if WWE were smart, they'd do it against his son. But anyway. But yeah, obviously, like I kind of
They did say about doing that in Mexico, though.
Right. So, obviously, Gunther would have to win this match. Because, again, you're going to hear a huge rant if they have Seth win. I will go off the chain. You will see an unchained Top Republic.
Yeah. There would be massive consequences to that.
Especially as a John Cena fan. Oh, I will let loose. So maybe that's what you want.
All right, you ready for the final? The main event.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
The main event. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the championship. I want to hear this from you. I know your heart is hurting on this one because this has got to be a tough choice for you.
All right. So, obviously, we've been away for about 2 weeks, so we really haven't been able to do a weekly update. So, we'll do a mini weekly update here. So, we had I don't know what you want to call it, a Evolution 2.0 or a Legacy 2.0 kind of started because you decided to bring in Pat McAfee, turn him heel,
Which, did that do anything for this rivalry?
and then somehow, as you turn him heel, you mix in the Attitude Era.
Yeah. Lots of middle fingers.
In the middle of that, your ticket prices and ticket sales are so bad, you had to use that in a storyline.
Too expensive.
You know what I meant.
We need to talk about that pipe bomb that Punk put down at one point.
We'll get there. Don't you worry.
Wow.
So.
But Pat McAfee got that shade, boy.
And granted, do I think they could make this work with Pat McAfee?
They can.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you also have to have...
Time out before you go any further. Do you know why they chose Pat McAfee? Because I have a great idea.
Good.
Because they're going to bring the punt back.
I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Now, I'm glad that it was somebody off the rails instead of somebody randomly stupid.
Yeah.
Like, they give us some... I don't even know. I'm just going to throw them out there. I know it wouldn't happen. But like J.D. McDonough. Oh, we're going to give you J.D. McDonough. Here you go. Like, I'm glad it was like Pat McAfee. Now, I was looking more towards, KO, which could be maybe further down the line. I know he's not ready yet. Or, Ted DiBiase, who is a free man now.
Oh, we're going to get into that.
Okay, cool. Or, boy. So, kind of, what if Cody's going to lose from Randy? Randy's obviously winning this match. Randy's getting 15, right? 15.
15, baby.
He's still not going to pass 17. But anyway. So, what if we have this, have you ever heard the phrase, if you can't beat him, you join him? What if Cody Rhodes is his heel turn we've kind of been waiting for?
We've been waiting for that.
So, Cody, well, I can't beat him, so might as well join him. That is my fresh take. But outside of that, I don't know. I feel like Randy's going to be up to something, though. And I feel like Cody might have something up his sleeve, too. I'm very excited about this match, for sure. So we'll see what happens. But I do feel Randy is going to win this match. Thank you.
I am 90% with you here on all this. I think Randy wins. But I think it's Ted DiBiase Jr. that cost Cody this title.
Huh?
And I think they reunite and make a Legacy 2.0.
I agree.
And I do believe at that point, all Pat McAfee is just a handler for those three monsters to run roughshod.
He's more like the mouthpiece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So I'm with you. I believe that's what happens, and I think this is going to be a really good match.
So obviously, before we get to night 2, I feel like, whether it be night 1, night 2, I feel like we're going to get a Danhausen sighting, obviously. Danhausen's been great.
They're making too much money off of merchandise to not have it.
100%. I think you're going to get some backstage stuff of the people that aren't interjected, kind of like, you got R-Truth and Damien. I feel like they're going to do something with them. You have to.
I do believe Bianca's going to announce she's coming back.
I do agree with you. As far as I'm aware, so I assume her finger isn't getting amputated.
Yeah.
Or we aren't for sure.
I would think we would know.
But we'll get more into Bianca.
Yeah.
Night 2. But yeah, I do feel like if they were smart, especially with it being in Las Vegas, you're going to interject some of the people somehow, some way, backstage, somewhere, that aren't on a card. You have to.
Are we going to have some other celebrity sightings?
I mean, obviously, you're going to get Jelly Roll interjected in.
Yeah.
Cody and
Show
Randy.
Speed. Obviously is involved.
obviously,
do we see any other guys?
We have the host of John Cena.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm sure they have something up their sleeve, like stupid Jake Paul or something, you know. Or KSI or,
As long as Sexy Red ain't involved.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, overall, I'm excited about both nights. I do feel like they're both strong cards.
I do think we see The Rock at some point, maybe.
That would be more on night 2, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as I said, please, kind of. Is my thing not charging? Thank you.
Yeah.
We don't need it to die.
There we go.
So yeah, once we get more into a little bit more night 2, we're gonna split up the video so it's not so long for you all.
Yeah.
But yeah, please in the comments, share some of your predictions.
Yeah, we would love to hear your predictions, your thoughts on what we're saying.
I don't know if we'll do it before or after, but at some point this weekend, I would like to go live so we can interact with some people either before WrestleMania or during or whatever.
And we are going to have one heck of a juicy reaction video to WrestleMania.
So yeah, either way, even if he pops over Monday and instead of doing an actual reaction video, we just go live or something like that. But I do want to go live at some point this weekend. So that is obviously night 1. Do you have anything else to interject for night 1?
No, I'm just excited. I'll be intrigued to see how they go about this. Night 1 is going to be really important to set the tone. I think you have a ton of people not as invested in this WrestleMania as previously.
I agree. Obviously, it shows in ticket sales,
And I really hope Triple H was taking notice.
I actually had a conversation with a guy at work, and I believe he's going to tune in. I feel like Triple H is getting a lot of flack for... It's probably not really much of his doing. I feel like it's more on TKO and The Rock.
Who are we blaming more, though? Because Lee Fitting is another of the producers. You have other people that obviously deserve the blame, but Triple H is the face that you see.
No, I agree.
And let's be honest, Shawn Michaels has the same bosses, and you don't see him effing up as much as Triple H does.
You're right. You got that.
That's all I'm saying.
You're right. Oh, well, speaking of which, so do we see a Stephanie McMahon or anything in that Cody Rhodes, Randy match?
I think we see them at some point, maybe not even during that match, because obviously in the Hall of Fame.
Right, that's true.
Going on Friday night.
You're right.
Stephanie is going to be there.
You're right.
So,
and obviously he's going to be there. Triple H is her husband.
Yeah. So I think no matter what, you have some interesting options. So we'll see what happens.
We'll do some shout-outs on video, too.
Yeah.
But I obviously don't want to forget T-Shirt Tony.
Founding Foam Apparel Company, official apparel sponsor of the Critical Conversation Bros.
So I got to make sure I at least shout him out in both videos. So please, again, comment, like, subscribe, interact with us.
And I want to throw another quick shout-out.
Go ahead.
On Mother's Day coming up, we have Inked and Amped, New York, Pennsylvania at the Fairgrounds. Tattoo convention being ran by my dad and Dawn. So awesome stuff coming up. We have other wrestling shows we're getting ready to hit up. Shout out to ACW and SSW putting on great local shows for us to enjoy. We love it. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys check that out.
Yeah. So, all right, we will get ready to start night 2.
Yep, night 2.
So
make sure you guys check it out.
Yep.
Thank you.
Peace out.